Welcome guys, back to my YouTube channel. Today, as you see on the screen, we are doing British medium tanks. A lot of interesting stuff here, a lot of very British stuff, and I hope you find interest in the tanks I'm gonna talk about. And first is Crusader. Entered service in 1940 as a cruiser tank, though there was some a cruiser tank, though some classified as medium. It had 4 crew members, about 20 tons, 2-pounder gun, then later with a 6-pounder armed, and BSA machine guns, powered by V12 340 horsepower engine, 42 kilometers per hour top speed, but it suffered reliability issues, especially in North Africa. But I should add on this one, German tanks weren't doing that well either, with filters getting clogged up with sand as well, and overheating, the same as with the Crusader here. So reliability issues, you can't really point at it that much when you go to the ground, actually, because everyone's tanks were having those problems, because it's desert, you know. It's a fact of using a tank in a desert. It's hot, engine is going to overheat, it's a lot of dust already. You are moving massive numbers of tanks and armored vehicles, heavy equipment around. That's going to kick up a lot more dust than not shells hitting, throwing dirt around in battles, things like that. Is going to get a lot worse, a lot faster. So you get the idea. Sand gets places that sand shouldn't, and then parts break. So it's not really that much of a just Crusader problem. It was war in North Africa problem. Oh, let's go on now. Cromwell. This is one of my favorite tanks of the Second World War. It was introduced in 1944 in Normandy. Was kinda between the cruiser and medium tank thing. British are confusing. I should make a video about British tank classifications. Is a whole paper in its own right. The cruiser had a 75mm gun, BSA machine gun, and 5-man crew. That 75mm on the cruiser, on Cromwell, was an excellent gun. Was better when it comes to anti-tank stuff than the Sherman's 75. It had 600 horsepower Rolls-Royce Meteor engine, 64 kilometers per hour. From the top of my head, only BT7 on wheels, when you take the tracks off, is faster than this. So pretty damn impressive. Comes really useful when you need to do maneuver warfare. Fun fact, like more modern Russian MBTs and Western even get like 64, 65, 70 kilometers per hour. So this thing getting there in 1944 is pretty impressive on its own. Yeah, again, you know, it had some problems against German heavy tanks, but you cannot really compare a medium tank directly with a heavy tank. Yes, of course, the heavy tank is going to, in direct fight, is going to win most of the times, because it has more armor, it has a bigger gun, generally is a different classification of a tank. Comparing a Cromwell to a Tiger doesn't really cut it. Even Panther doesn't really cut it, because yeah, it's classified as a medium tank, but it's 45 tons. You know, it's 5 tons heavier than Churchill. So yeah, you cannot compare this to heavy tanks. Uh, but against the Panzer IV, this thing is going to bully it. It's a lot faster, has better armor, and yes, it's overall better tank. Although no, it doesn't have better armor. I think Panzer IV has 80 millimeters up front. Uh, I'm not really sure. I think, don't take my word on it. Now ahead, Comet, late 1944 rifle, 17 pounder. It was a 33-ton cruiser tank, and it's quite a lot. 77 millimeter HV gun, a version of the 17 pounder, the same machine gun as all the previous ones, 51 kilometers per hour, the same Meteor engine inside. This tank was up to 100 millimeters of armor. This was definitely one of the best British tanks overall, and one of probably most underrated tanks of the whole war, in my opinion. Like, Germans made a lot of big heavy tanks, but when you think about the tanks are used for maneuver warfare, this fits into that maneuver warfare logic a lot better than a Tiger II. It's faster, it's more maneuverable, it's easier to operate, and all of that. It's generally better if you look it up front. So, good tanks. Generally, these British medium tanks are decent. Yes, they have some problems. Comet came a bit late, but British lost most of their armor already at Dunkirk. They had to rebuild whole of their armored force in middle of a war, while getting bombed, while having to, and at the same time you had the priority by the British government and defense doctrine prioritizing the Navy and the Air Force. So the tanks were last on that list, basically. And there is reasoning behind it, there is, logic, but it's a good tank. Let's move on. It's a Sherman with a modified turret and a big gun, with a 17 pounder. Was one of the first tanks that could actually kill a Tiger up front effectively. So it was really important when it came out. Quite a legend. 4 or 5 crew members inside, 33 tons. Everything else is basically a Sherman. Nothing special. But when you had a Firefly leading a convoy of armor, you had the Firefly up front, and 4 other Shermans in the back, 75 normal ones, and a Stug Panzer IV, something like that, is doing an ambush on that convoy, is going to engage the Firefly first, because the Germans figure out pretty quickly that the Firefly is the biggest threat. It had to be destroyed first, so a lot of them got knocked out first in line because of that. So these medium tanks tell a story of British armor, where kind of the doctrine when it comes to British medium tanks was like this Crusader tank, like this kind of fast cavalry. It kind of replaced cavalry at the beginning, then it evolved to a Crusader tank. This happened in 1920s, 30s, so it's a lot built on that. You come from the Crusader Mark I and you go up. Crusader Mark I is pre-war tank, I didn't talk about here, and you go up to the Comet, and at the end, if we would be talking about heavy tanks as well, you would see Churchills, then Black Prince, kinda those both lineages of tanks would come into one with the Centurion, which in my opinion was the best tank built during the Second World War. So let's end it here. Thank you for watching. This is my 2 cents on the British tanks, British medium tanks of Second World War, and thank you for watching, and see you next time. So please like, subscribe, the general stuff I have to say. So see you next time.